Greetings and welcome to lecture series on thermodynamics. We have completed module number 1, which is first law of thermodynamics for closed as well as open system. We calculated heat, work and other properties. Heat and work both were path function, while we calculated few other properties as well. We had seen different processes. 5 processes we had seen. Then in module number 2, we saw second law of thermodynamics. So for mechanical engineering, we have 2 statements of second law of thermodynamics. One is Kelvin-Planck statement and one is Clausius statement. And from second law, first law gives us what is the quantity of energy. Okay, energy remains constant. Whereas second law talks about quality, direction. So we had Kelvin-Planck statement about engine and Clausius statement about refrigerator or heat pump, which gives direction to the process. And Kelvin-Planck statement also said that whatever heat we are supplying to engine, it is not converted 100% to work. Some amount of heat is rejected to atmosphere. While Clausius statement helps us understand that whenever we want to transfer heat from low temperature to high temperature, as in case of refrigerator, so refrigerator transfers heat from refrigerated cabinet inside the refrigerator to surrounding. So in that case, we need to supply work that is supplied in the form of electricity, and then the electricity is converted into mechanical work in compressor of refrigerator. So this we had seen in second law of thermodynamics. After that we came to entropy. Now entropy is closely related to second law because it is directly a measure of irreversibility of a process. So if irreversibility is more, entropy generation will be more. That part also we had seen. Now the next part, next module is availability. It is also known as exergy. Availability or exergy. So here a few references are given: Engineering Thermodynamics by Sengel and Bowles, Engineering Thermodynamics by P.K. Nag, and Engineering Thermodynamics by R.K. Rajput. These you can use, very good books from where you can study availability or exergy. So these are the topics which we are going to cover: high grade and low grade energy, available, what do you mean by unavailable energy, what do you mean by unavailable energy, dead state, useful work, irreversibility, availability of closed system and steady flow process means open system, Helmholtz and Gibbs function, second law efficiency or effectiveness. So we'll see what is the concept of exergy. What do you mean by exergy and why we are studying this? So this, take an example over here. So in this example, a fuel tank is there, and we have a pipe and there is a burner, and the fuel is being burned and we will get a flame. Okay, now this is the fuel is the system part, and the surrounding is atmosphere is the surrounding. So when you consider system and surrounding together, you can see the outer boundary. This will be boundary of isolated system. Now see figure number B. In figure number B, you can see that the amount of fuel has been reduced. Why? Because the fuel is being burned in the atmosphere, and because of that, what will happen? Surrounding temperature will slightly change. Slightly, okay? It will be very small. It will not be noticeable. Why? Because surrounding is a reservoir. Now if you see figure number 3, C. In this case, fuel tank it is completely empty. We don't have any flame, and the system is now empty. But if you see the surrounding will have air as well as combustion products, and the temperature of surrounding, since we are considering it as a reservoir, it will not be changing. Although if you see the immediate vicinity of the flame, there will be some, the local temperature will be high, but overall surrounding, if you see, the temperature won't increase. So when you go through the process A, B and C, what you can observe is time is increasing. Okay, so as time is increasing, fuel is reducing, but energy is remaining constant. Why? Because whatever fuel is there, same fuel is burned and same amount of enthalpy has increased of surrounding. So energy quantity remains constant. So energy in figure number A and energy in figure number C, both are same. Why? Because whatever fuel has burned, it has increased some part of the enthalpy of air. So basically energy is remaining constant. But what about the potential for the use of this energy? See, whenever the immediate surrounding temperature, nearby surrounding temperature has increased by some small amount dt, in that case you cannot use that dt amount to get some work. That is why what is written, potential for use decreases. And that is why if you compare figure A and figure C, even though in figure A same energy is there and figure C same energy is there after burning, energy is remaining constant but economic value has reduced. So figure A, fuel is there, it will have more economical value. But figure C, even though for isolated system energy is remaining constant, the economic value is decreased. So same thing is written over here. The fuel might be used in some device to generate electricity or to produce superheat steam, and that steam can run the power plant turbine and you will get power. Whereas the final temperature in if you compare figure C, in this case final temperature is slightly warm, but its use is limited in scope. If you see figure A, fuel can be used to generate electricity, okay, or to heat water to get steam and then generate power. But if you consider figure C, even though energy is same of isolated system, but the actual use of that energy is not possible. Okay. Now based on this, what we can say is the initial potential is largely destroyed because of the irreversible nature of the process. Now this process is irreversible. Which process? Fuel is being burned and slightly the temperature is increasing by dt amount. Okay, now you cannot say that this dt amount of whatever the temperature has increased, you will use that increasing temperature and gain back the fuel again. This process is irreversible process. You cannot gain back fuel again from atmosphere. Okay, so because of this, the potential of the energy is destroyed. Even though energy is remaining same, if you consider case A and case C, energy quantity remains same, but the potential of the energy has been destroyed. So what is exergy? Exergy is the property that quantifies potential for use. Okay, so if you consider figure A and figure C, so basically that is the concept of exergy. Exergy is a property that quantifies potential for use. Now we will see the difference between high grade and low grade energy. What do you mean by high grade and low grade energy? Now there are sources of energy has been classified in two types, high grade energy and low grade energy. Basically low grade energy is what? Heat. So heat or thermal energy, heat derived from nuclear fission or fusion, heat derived from combustion of fossil fuels. So all wherever if you see all the three cases, everywhere heat is there. So heat is low grade energy. If you compare with high grade energy, mechanical work, electrical energy, water power, wind power, tidal, kinetic energy of jet. What do you mean by kinetic energy of jet? There will be a jet like this. Okay, there will be a jet like this, and this jet will have a you will get a spray of water and there will be a turbine blade, water turbine. Okay, and this will be the turbine. So these blades will rotate and you will get work. So basically this is a form of work only. Okay, so when you consider high grade energy, it is work, and low grade energy, if you see, it is heat. Why is this? Okay, why? What is the reason behind this? We'll see that. So work is high grade energy and heat is low grade energy. Let me give you an example for this. So if you consider a heat engine, okay, this is high temperature source, this is low temperature sink. So this is suppose T1, this is T2, and in between we have an engine. It will consume some heat, it will reject some heat. Why it will reject the heat? According to Kelvin Planck statement. So suppose heat supplied is Q1 to engine, heat rejected is Q2, and we get power as W dot, okay, or work as W. So in this case, if you see, whatever heat is being supplied, it is not converted into 100% amount of work. Some heat is rejected to surrounding. Why is this? Because of Kelvin Planck statement of second law of thermodynamics. But so that is why we say that heat is what? Low grade energy. But if you take an example of work, so let me give you that example. You are driving a bike, okay, wheels are rotating, means work is there, and when you apply brake, so there will be a friction between braking pad and rim of the wheel, and vehicle will stop, and because of that friction heat is generated. Okay, now if you compare these values, whatever work is there, everything has converted into heat. So basically heat is not completely converted into work. Some heat has to be rejected because of Kelvin Planck statement. That is why heat is which type of which grade of energy? Low grade energy, while work is high grade energy. So same statement I have written over here. Work can be completely converted into heat, but converse is not true. The complete conversion of low grade energy, that is heat, into high grade energy, that is work, is impossible by virtue of Kelvin Planck statement of second law of thermodynamics. Now that part of energy, okay, so let me draw the diagram again. So we had some high temperature reservoir, low temperature reservoir, this was engine, and we got power over here, work from engine, we supplied heat. Okay, so what do you mean by available energy? That part of low grade energy which is available for conversion into work is called, so that part of work is called available energy, and whatever heat which is rejected, this heat which is rejected, it will be what? Unavailable energy. Okay, so available energy and unavailable. Unavailable energy means what? The part of low grade energy which we are supplying to the engine, it is dividing into two forms. We get work and some part is rejected. So the part which we get as work is available energy, and part which is rejected is unavailable energy. But this is not the actual definition of available and unavailable energy. This is just a concept. Okay, so we will see what is the actual definition of available and unavailable energy. Before going to that, we will see what do you mean by dead state. Okay, so to understand this, consider this cubical box is there, and this box is having air. It has been kept in some atmosphere. Okay, and the air temperature inside the box is 25. The pressure is 101 kilopascal. Now, if you consider atmospheric temperature, that is 25 degrees Celsius, and the atmospheric pressure is 101 kilopascal. So if you see the system and surrounding. Now what is system? Let me highlight the system. This is system inside the box. Okay, and what is surrounding? This part is surrounding. So if you see temperature and pressure of system and surrounding, both are same. The temperature is also same and pressure is also same. It means that system is in thermal equilibrium with the surrounding. Okay, so let me highlight the definition. So this is the meaning of what? Dead state. Okay, so we'll see what is the definition now. A system is said to be in dead state when it is in thermodynamic equilibrium with the environment it is in. What do you mean by this? It will be, you can see it is complete equilibrium, means thermal equilibrium, chemical equilibrium. We had already seen thermodynamic equilibrium. What do you mean by thermodynamic equilibrium? There will be three equilibriums. We have already seen this in module number 1. So thermal, chemical, as well as mechanical equilibrium. Okay, all three things. So at dead state, a system is at temperature and pressure of its environment. So you can see this black color system, it is at the temperature of environment, means the system is at dead state. It has no kinetic energy or potential energy, means velocity is 0 and z is also 0 with respect to some datum, and it does not react with environment, means it is chemically inert. So basically a system is said to be in dead state, means this, if you consider this box as a system, it is in dead state when it is in thermodynamic equilibrium with environment. What do you mean by thermodynamic equilibrium? It will be thermal equilibrium, it will be chemical equilibrium, it will be mechanical equilibrium, all the three things. Now the properties of a system at dead state are denoted by subscript 0. So T0 means it is dead state, P0 means what? It is dead state. Okay, now when we study compressibility, compressible fluid flow, module number 6, there also you will find subscript 0. So don't get confused. Okay, use the nature of that subscript will be different. Here, in case of availability, whenever you are using subscript 0 after some property, it means that it is dead state. The system has 0 exergy at dead state. Okay, so this is very important point, means at dead state. What is meaning of this? System and surrounding both are in thermodynamic equilibrium. At that case, available energy is 0, means exergy is 0. Why, you will understand when we see definition of available energy or exergy. Now the most important definition of the module, available energy. Okay, so the meaning is same: availability, available energy, exergy. It is also known as work potential of energy. So meaning of all the 4 words are same: availability, available energy, exergy, or work potential of energy. Now what do you mean by this? Okay, so here I have written a definition. Before going to the definition, we'll see a diagram. Okay, so let me draw a diagram over here. Suppose this is high temperature reservoir, this is low temperature reservoir. Okay, and in between we have engine. Now we are supplying heat from surrounding to engine. We are getting some work and some heat is being rejected to surrounding. Now this is higher temperature T1, this one is lower temperature T2, and you get some work. This one is heat supplied Q1 and the heat rejected value is Q2. Now what do you mean by availability in this case? Okay, so let me read the definition, at the same time I'll explain you in the diagram. A system delivers the maximum possible work, means available energy, as it undergoes a reversible process from specified initial state to its environment. So what do you mean by this is, this engine is which engine? It is Carnot engine. So this engine is reversible, ER, reversible engine, means this is which engine? Carnot engine. So first criteria is that it is written over here, reversible process, means it is Carnot engine. From initial state to which state? Environment, means means which state? Dead state. So T2 will be equal to what? What is the subscript for environment? T0. dead state. So T0. So T2 will become T0. Okay, now again let me repeat the definition. A system, okay, what is the system? Engine. A system means engine. Delivers the maximum possible work. So this work will be equal to W max. W max. As it undergoes a reversible process. Reversible means this engine will be ER, means it will be Carnot engine. It is not an actual engine. Okay, it is Carnot engine from a specified initial state. So there will be some initial state to the state of its environment. And environment means what? Dead state. So T2 will be equal to what? T0. Now, in previous slide, we had discussed that for dead state, let me go back. It is written over here. What is written? The system has zero exergy at dead state. So if T1 is also T0, okay, means T1 value is T0 and atmospheric temperature is also T0, means the temperature is same. We won't get any work. That is the meaning of this statement. A system has zero exergy at dead state. Means instead of having T1 at some higher temperature, we have the system. This T1 is a system. So this temperature itself is T0. So from T0 to T0, there will not be heat transfer. In that case, work will be zero. Are you getting this? That is the meaning of this statement. A system has zero exergy at dead state. So when dead state is there, means T1 is equal to T0 and T2 is also equal to T0. You won't have any heat transfer and you won't get any work only. So that is why exergy is zero. So we have seen first statement. Now second point. Exergy does not represent the amount of work that a work producing device will actually deliver upon installation. So why is this? What do you mean by this statement is the availability which we are calculating is what? It is maximum possible work. So it is not that you will get the maximum possible work upon installation of a device. Why? Because this is which type of engine? Carnot engine. So in actual case, whatever W value will be there, it will be less than this maximum possible work, available work. Okay, so if it doesn't represent what is the actual work which we get upon installation, so what it represents? It represents the upper limit. Okay, very important, upper limit on the amount of work a device can deliver without violating any thermodynamic law. So this is the maximum possible work which you can get, but actual work it will be less than that. So why is this? Why do we study this availability? So that engineers can know what is the maximum limit of work which we can get. See, from here if we say that we can get, suppose, maximum work from a particular engine as 80 kilojoule. Okay. Now, whatever you do, you won't get work above 80 kilojoule. I am just giving you an example. Okay. So for a particular case, this is for a particular case, it will be always less than that 80. Why? Because 80 is the upper limit. So basically availability, why we study availability is we get what is the upper limit, and that will be our benchmark. So you cannot say that but that will be limited. That will be dependent on what is the temperature at which you are supplying heat. Because you have two temperatures. One is the high temperature source and one is low temperature sink. So low temperature sink, when you are calculating availability, it will remain same, T0. But high temperature, it will depend on the type of fuel, okay, or the combustion process, okay. So that is different case. Now, the maximum availability, maximum work or exergy, it cannot be negative. So what will be the value of exergy? It will be 0 or positive. Okay, so exergy, so if you consider entropy, we had seen in case of entropy module, entropy is destroyed. Sorry, entropy is what? Sorry, entropy is what? Generated. So we'll compare the three things now. Energy remains constant. So if you consider a system and if you do some work, you will get some, the properties will change, but energy remains constant. If you consider entropy, in case of entropy, because of irreversibility, there is generation of entropy. Or if the process is isentropic or reversible adiabatic, change in entropy is zero and entropy is not increasing. But if you see the statement of entropy, the principle of increase of entropy, what had we studied? Delta S of universe is always greater than or equal to 0. This we had studied. So energy remains constant. This was in terms of energy. Now what is for exergy? Exergy is also not a conserved property. It is similar to this one. Entropy is also not conserved. Why? Because entropy is generated. But if you see exergy is also not a conserved property. It is destroyed by irreversibility. Okay, so again, what is the reason why availability is being destroyed? It is same as entropy. Okay, so why entropy is being generated? Because of irreversibility. And what is the cause of irreversibility? Friction is there, mixing is there, free expansion is there. We have already seen causes of irreversibility. So because of that, the change in entropy of universe is greater than or equal to 0, means entropy is generated. But if you consider exergy, in case of exergy, again similar to entropy, it is not conserved, but exergy is a property which is destroyed. And what is the cause of this destruction? Again, irreversibilities. As we have seen the example, okay, we have seen this example on the this slide. Here, because of irreversibility of the irreversible nature of process, you burn the fuel, and because of that there is some change of temperature of atmosphere, very fine temperature change, dT, small, infinitely small amount of temperature change, but you cannot use that temperature change to again get back the fuel. So this process is irreversible, and because of this irreversibility, exergy is what? What is exergy? It is being destroyed. Okay, so exergy is being destroyed. So again we will compare the three things. Energy remains constant, entropy is generated, and exergy is destroyed. Now why is entropy generated? Because of irreversibility. Why is exergy destroyed? Again because of irreversibility. Now we'll see what is unavailable energy. What is unavailable energy? So we have seen what is the definition of available energy. So again let me draw the diagram. So suppose this is high temperature source, this is low temperature sink, and in between we have engine. We are supplying heat from high temperature source. We are getting work and some heat is rejected. Now what is the amount of heat which we supply? It is Q1 from temperature T1, and whatever work we get, that is available energy then, in only case that T2 is what? T0. There are two conditions. T2 should be, T0 means atmosphere temperature, and engine should be reversible engine. So E should be ER. This is reversible engine. So whatever work which we get, it will be W max. W max. And whatever heat is rejected, that is Q2. Now this W, what is this W? This is available energy. Okay, let me write down. This part is available energy. So what do you mean by available energy? We supply heat to a reversible Carnot engine, and it is operating between some temperature and atmospheric temperature or dead state, and whatever we get is available energy. And second thing is unavailable energy. It is that portion of thermal energy which is not utilizable and rejected to sink. So this Q2 value will be unavailable energy. Unavailable energy. So whatever heat we are supplying, some amount is getting converted into work, that is available energy, and some amount is getting rejected to the surrounding. But in which case, there are, again I am repeating this point again and again. Engine should be reversible and the sink temperature should be equal to dead state, TO. Very important point. So the portion of thermal energy which is not utilizable and is rejected to the sink is called unavailable energy. It is also known as irreversibility. Now we'll see what is the formula for this. What is the formula for this? Now if you consider power producing device, okay, if you consider, there are two examples. One is power producing device. Power producing device, if you consider ideal engine, Carnot engine, in that case, which work will be more? Carnot work will be more. Means W reversible will be greater than W actual. Means whatever Carnot engine is developing, that work is more than actual engine work. But when you consider power consuming device, what is the example of power consuming device? Refrigerator or heat pump. You can also have compressor, okay, air compressor. This is an example. What do you mean by air compressor? If you visit the tire shop where the person is using compressor to supply the air to the tire, okay, the device which he uses over there to pressurize the air, that is known as what? Compressor. So all these things are power consuming devices. Okay, in that case, Carnot cycle will give minimum work. So W reversible will be less than W actual. W actual. So what do you mean by irreversibility? Irreversibility for power producing device. Now which work is higher? For power producing device, if you see which work is higher, reversible work is higher. Means Carnot, from whatever work which we get from Carnot engine, that is higher. Okay, so here you have to remember that in power producing device, whatever work developed by Carnot engine, it is greater than actual engine. And when you consider power consuming device like refrigerator, heat pump, compressor, power developed because it is power consuming. So ideally power consumption should be less. That is why W reversible is less than W actual. Okay, so here I think I have shown the W, this will be W actual is greater than W reversible, like that. Okay, so this you have to remember. So this part you have to remember. So on this basis you can see what is the more value of work, W reversible. So I will be for power producing device W reversible minus W actual. Okay, whatever work is more minus lesser amount of work. And if you consider a power consuming device, in case of power consuming device, W actual is greater than W reversible or W Carnot. That is why here it will be W actual minus W reversible. So basically the formula of irreversibility will change. It is denoted by I. So for power producing device it is W reversible minus W actual, and for power consuming device it is W actual minus W reversible. There is one more formula for irreversibility, that is TO into delta S of universe. So in next slide we will see how this formula we can get, how what is the method by which we can get this formula. Okay, it is there in the next derivation. So this unavailable energy or irreversibility, it is also called degradation or dissipation. Now this is one derivation. Let me explain you what this derivation is about. This is available energy referred to a cycle. So here you can see the diagram. This is infinite temperature source which is at higher temperature T1. Okay, so let me show this in the diagram. So T1 is greater than T0. What is infinite sink temperature? It is T0. The engine is which engine? Carnot engine. We are supplying Q amount of heat, we get W amount of work, and Q minus W. Apply the first law for this engine, you will get Q minus W. So Q minus W amount of heat is being rejected to the sink. Okay, now there are two conditions. First one is engine is Carnot, and second one is the sink temperature is dead state, means surrounding temperature T0. Okay, now this is which type of engine? Carnot engine. How is Carnot engine represented on TH diagram? By a rectangle. So you can see over here TH diagram is shown. Okay, in this TH diagram, if you see process 1 to 2, 1 2 3, 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4 and 4 to 1, this indicates Carnot cycle. What is this 1 to 2? It is isothermal heat addition. So here heat will be added in Carnot cycle. 2 to 3 is what? Constant entropy isentropic expansion. 3 to 4 is isothermal heat rejection, and 4 to 1 is what? Constant entropy compression. Okay, so Carnot engine on TH diagram we have already seen in entropy module. So same rectangle is shown over here, 1 2 3 4 on TH diagram. Now if you see this Carnot engine, it is operating between two temperature limits. Here I have shown first temperature limit is T1, so it is written over here. So in Carnot engine T1 and T2 temperature will be equal to T1, and sink temperature is what? T0. So this sink temperature you can see from where heat is to where heat is being rejected, it is T0. So basically 1 2 3 4, this indicates Carnot cycle on TH diagram. Now below that, if you see from T0 to x-axis, that part is what? This one, Q minus W, whatever heat is being rejected. Now let me go through the derivation, actual derivation, to help you understand this part. So what do you mean by efficiency of engine? So for Carnot engine, what is formula of efficiency? T high minus T low upon T high. Now what is T high? T1. So T high is T1, T low is T0. So T1 minus T0 upon T1. This is efficiency of Carnot engine is equal to, now whatever work we get from this engine will be maximum. So W max upon heat supplied is Q. This we have already seen. What do you mean by efficiency? And we have also seen this part, that efficiency of Carnot engine depends on temperature. We have derived this formula. Same formula we have used. In that case, we had used T1 and T2. Here we are using T1 and T0 as notation. Why? Because T2 is equal to T0. And what do you mean by T0? It is dead state. So T1 minus T0 upon T1, which will be equal to W max upon heat supplied Q. Now what I am doing is I'll consider, pay attention over here. I'll consider this part of the equation. From here, what will be W max? W max, this part will be Q, you have to take on this side. So what you will get? W max is Q multiplied by T1 minus T0 upon T1. Okay, now here you have T1 and T1. So what you will get is this T1 will get cancelled and you will get 1. So 1 minus T0 upon T1. Now multiply this Q inside the bracket. So what you will get? Q minus Q by T1 into T0. Okay, so I have multiplied Q inside the bracket. Now if you see this equation, in this equation Q is remaining as it is, okay, T0 it is remaining as it is, Now what is this Q upon T? What is this Q upon T? This is which type of engine? Carnot engine. Now what do you mean by ds? What is the definition of ds? ds is equal to del Q by T, del Q by T, but this Q should be reversible. And since this is Carnot engine, this Q which we are supplying, this is reversible. That is why we can replace this Q by T by ds. Okay, so what formula you will get is W max is equal to Q minus TO into minus TO ds. Okay, now if you compare these values, what is this Q? This Q part is heat supply. And what is this ds? This ds is the energy which is not available. So this will be W max means what? This is available energy. So this available energy is equal to Q minus TO ds. Now if you want to consider this on TS diagram, what you can find is this available energy Q minus TO ds, it is this Carnot cycle. Okay, here you can see I have written Q minus TO ds. So this part highlighted by green, Carnot cycle, this will give Q minus TO ds, which is available energy. Okay, and whatever is unavailable energy, that will be TO ds. So this is unavailable energy. So if you consider 1 to 2 process, what is this 1 to 2 process? It is isothermal heat addition. Here heat is added at constant T1 temperature. What is the value of that Q? Now on TS diagram, the area under the curve is what? Heat. So this Q value will be total value. This total value, red, indicated by red. This is the total Q value. And what is this ds? What is this TO ds? This TO ds will be this bottom part. So let me explain you again with the help of colors. So this Q heat, it is supplied at T1 temperature. So at T1 temperature, heat is supplied. This heat is supplied, Q. So area under TS diagram is what? Heat. So this total value under the 1 to 2, this will be Q. Now some amount of heat is rejected. Okay, so some amount of heat is rejected. Now this TODS amount is this area. Okay, this is TODS area. So blue area is TODS, means unavailable energy. So if you subtract red area minus blue area, what you will get? You will get Carnot cycle in between this one. And this will be the available energy. I hope this is clear. So let me clear this part. So if you consider total area for the line 1 to 2, see this total area, this will be Q. Area below this 4-3, it will be TODS, and Q minus TODS will give available energy or work, which is this Carnot cycle. I hope this is clear. Now this TODS, same value if you see, TODS, this had been shown in previous slide. Okay, let me go to the previous slide. So here you can see I is equal to TO into DS. From there you get this formula, I into TODS. So I hope this is clear. So basically what derivation we have seen, what all things we have seen today, let me quickly revise all the things. So we had seen, first one is concept of Exergy. Okay, so even though, so basically we had fuel and we burn the fuel. So in the immediate surrounding, the temperature had increased by a small amount, dt. Now this small amount increase in temperature, we cannot use that for obtaining work. That is why the work potential of the energy decreases. So even though in diagram A and diagram C, energy is remaining constant, but the work potential of diagram A is more than diagram C, and that is given by Exergy. And we have seen that high grade energy is what? Work, and low grade energy is what? Heat. Why? Because according to Kelvin-Planck statement, all the heat supply cannot be converted into work. Some heat has to be rejected, whereas all the work supplied can be converted into heat. Then we are seeing dead state. What do you mean by dead state? Dead state means suppose this is a system. This is a system, and this part is atmosphere surrounding. So system, after doing some operation, its temperature, pressure, all the properties, it becomes equal to surrounding. Means system has become dead. It means that it is in dead state. Means the properties of system and surrounding are same. That is a system is said to be in dead state when it is in thermodynamic equilibrium with its environment. Now available energy we have seen. What do you mean by available energy? And this available energy can be zero and it can be greater than zero, but it cannot be negative. Then we have seen for power producing device, W reversible is more, W actual is less. That is why irreversibility or unavailable energy is W reversible minus W actual. For power consuming device, W actual is more and W reversible is less. That is why irreversibility is W actual minus W reversible. And we have seen this diagram. Now in this derivation, what we have derived is available energy referred to a cycle. So here you can see a Carnot engine is there, which is operating in Carnot cycle. That is why this is definition of available energy. So what equation we got? W max, that is available energy, is equal to Q minus TO into ds. And what is this ds? ds represents change of entropy of system during process of heat addition. Why process of heat addition? Because you can see this Q value is what? Heat addition process. This heat Q, it is added at temperature T1. So this Q by T1, it is for heat supply or heat addition process. That is why this ds represents change of entropy of system during the process of heat supply. Okay, and if you consider process 1 to 2, which is isothermal heat addition, the total area below this, okay, means area 1, 2, 6 and 5. 1, 2, 6 and 5 will be Q. And if you see the area below the surrounding, which is 4, 3, 6, 5, this will be TODS. And when you subtract Q minus TODS, that will be available energy, which is Carnot cycle. That will be Q minus TODS, available energy. So W max is Q minus TODS. And you can see over here one more thing is written for this derivation: heat transfer from infinite reservoir. Why? Because you can see temperature of source and sink, it is remaining constant. Even when you supply heat, the temperature of source and sink, it is not changing. So the derivation is also called as available energy from infinite reservoir. Heat transfer, available energy when heat is transferred from infinite reservoir. Also it is reservoir means temperature is remaining constant. That is why this derivation is also known as available energy when heat withdrawn at constant temperature. So it has three names: available energy referred to a cycle, heat transfer from infinite source or infinite reservoir, and heat withdrawn from constant temperature reservoir. Okay, in next class we will see heat withdrawn from a reservoir which is not at constant temperature. So what will happen? The temperature value will reduce. Initially the temperature of the source, it will be T1, but because of the heat supply of heat to the engine, now that T1 temperature will reduce. Okay, so that will be what? That case will be heat withdrawn from the temperature reservoir whose temperature is changing. Okay, that we will see in next class. Here we will